Do 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 do. That Persona music stuck in my head. Help me.
That's fine.
No,
I have Sticky Zeitgeist music stuck in my head, so
that's
we're
true.
even.
That's true. We're recording this a little bit after we recorded Sticky Zeitgeist, and Vivian has spent the past day singing music from that game.
I have been listening to Fur Fur by Heaven Pegasus on loop for a day.
It's you think that might be an exaggeration? It's like literally just that's the one song she's been listening to
Over
like,
and over.
I've tried to insert other songs into her day here and there, and it won't work.
Anyway, we've had some honk dogs, and we're ready to return to Umineko.
Maria, answer me. Though I really am a stuffed animal, I'm made of cloth and cotton, so there's no way I can talk. So I can't talk to Maria. That's gotta be the most existentially terrifying thing in the world. I'm gonna wait for the narrator now.
Oh, I'm narrating.
Do you not?
Right.
I thought you were narrating the parts that were in the modern day, and I was...
Yeah, I forgot what was going on here. Sakutaro looked up at Maria sadly. Maria's face was covered with tears, and it looked as though it has even lost all traces of sadness.
I hear you, Sakutaro. You aren't a stuffed animal made of cloth and cotton. You are my friend. And I hate Angie.
I'm sorry, Maria. I'm sorry.
Sakutaro regretted doing that. By freezing her heart, Maria had finally been able to escape from her sadness. By speaking up and calling her back, he'd caused her to be overwhelmed with sadness again.
Oh, God, Maria.
The sound effects!
Wait, in which case, this isn't even actually Maria. This is Angie's Maria. So who the hell is having this breakdown then?
Wait, what do you mean? No, I thought this was... So... Isn't this a flashback to after... to the past thing that happened where Angie and Maria, when they were actually together and playing, Angie was like, no. Sakutaro's just a stuffed animal, that's boring.
Yes, okay, yeah. I got you.
Sakutaro tried hugging Maria, letting go of her, and gazing at her uneasily, lost as to how he could bring Maria's spirits up. He might have looked a little humorous doing that. In the end, that was enough to distract Maria from her sadness.
I'm just wild and wacky me.
Sorry. Crying won't help anymore.
You got in a fight with Angie, but you still have lots of friends, Maria. I'm not the only one. Everyone's here. Everyone is here. Super When They Cry Brothers Ultimate.
It's funny because that's a game.
I believe it. Sasuke and Sakukichi.
I can't wait until we play, inevitably, Golden Fantasia.
Oh my god. The Animal Man and many, many more.
Maria looked at the many stuffed animals around her pillow, which were gathered together as though they were having an idle chat.
Everyone here is worried about you, Maria. They're all talking over and over on how to cheer you up, okay? Okay, believe me. I'm the cute lion friend.
Everyone won't go away? Like Angie?
They won't go away. We'll always be together.
Really? All of you are only with me at home. We can't go out together when Mama's around and we can't go to school.
You aren't supposed to take us to school, so you'll get in trouble if the teacher finds out. But if no one finds out, we can be together at any time.
Sakutaro, you're so big. So you be found.
Then you can take one of the kids that are small enough to walk around with. For example, what about them? If you take the friends in the forest band, Look, they're small, you can hide them in your pocket and go to school together.
Ooh, there's a lot of them in the band. Can't fit them all in my pocket. She
Tries it.
I've tried. I can fit like 80% of them.
Wow, that's relatable. She collected all of the forest band pieces that were scattered across her bed. There were about as many of them as pieces in a chess set, so it'd probably be impossible to fit them all in her pocket.
In that case, you could just take friends that you're especially close with. You could take the 4 rabbits, your best friends in the forest band. I can't wait till someone at school tries to take them away from you. That's gonna be real fun.
Also, aren't they like porcelain figures?
Yeah, they're also
aren't they going to be damaged very easily?
I can fit 4 in my pocket. Yeah, this way they won't be found.
Now you won't be alone even at school, Maria. Those kids will be with you even where I can't go. But does Maria, like young as she is, understand? She must.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe not enough to put together that you can't keep them in your pocket. Like,
Yeah, maybe I won't be lonely that way. Maybe I can hold out until coming home from school.
yeah, the way you're phrasing that. Yeah. Jesus Christ. As long as we aren't found by the teacher and Mama, we can be with you at any time. So let's be together and play together forever. We definitely won't leave you all alone, Maria.
Maria's expression finally regained a little of its brightness.
I like it when you narrate.
That's right. In the beginning, Maria's world didn't have Angie in it. Even without Angie, it was fun with everyone. And yet, strangely enough, it suddenly became sad without Angie, who had come in at the end. All that's happened is that I've returned to the world right before Angie entered it. So there's nothing to be sad about.
Yeah, I'm not lonely. Sakutaro and the others are with me.
Ooh! I'm making cute noises and flitting about. I love you, Maria, and you love me, and together we're what one might describe as a happy family.
I see.
I won't let any more humans come into my world. Maria Associere is an alliance between me and Beatrice only. From the start, even Beatrice didn't want to let Angie join. It's alright this way. Angie was still too young.
For now, you can be friends with Angie again. Until you can be friends with Angie again, I think it's okay to forget about it. You can play together once you've regained your high spirits, Maria. Until then, all of us will be by your side.
Beatrice didn't want Angie to join.
Interesting.
Thank you, Sakutaro, everyone.
Then Maria once again regained her former world. She regained the world that wasn't lonely, where she was surrounded by many friends. Just like usual, she didn't have any human friends at school, but her magic friends were always with her. The rabbit band she hid in her pockets talked with her during class, sounding like they were having fun. Just listening to that greatly embellished the time she spent in class. Maria made it so that, as long as Mama and the teacher didn't find out, her other friends could always be with her. When Mama told Maria to go play outside, Maria would secretly pack Sakutaro and Sakusuke and the rest into her bag and play together at the library or somewhere.
When Mama told her to go play outside, and then she went to the library or somewhere else. See, now I'm starting to like read too much in between the lines of these, and I'm like, that's... When someone says go play outside, don't they mean like go play outside in like the yard or something, not go to another entire building?
Yeah. Even when Mama was late coming home and Maria went shopping for dinner, she always went with Sakutaro.
Oh, I have the best eye for fine meats.
The man at the convenience store and the other people were nice to Sakutaro. He sometimes gave a second portion free for Maria and Sakutaro.
Oh, it's really nice. I'm just such a looker.
When Mama found out, Maria would get in trouble for bringing Sakutaro and the rest outside. When the teacher found out, Maria would get in trouble for bringing toys to school. The toxin must be strong in Mama and the teacher. That's why Sakutaro looks like a normal stuffed animal to them. After all, the convenience store man and the others say hello to Sakutaro. Not all humans are hopeless.
God damn.
There are tons of people who, unlike Angie and Mama and teacher, can say hello to magic friends like I can.
Oh, Maria-chan, welcome. Was your mama late coming home tonight too? Yeah, but I've got Sakutaro, so I'm not lonely. Right, Sakutaro?
It's not just Sakutaro today. Some other friends came too.
Oh, other friends, is it? What other kind of friends did you bring today? Today, the rabbits and the forest band are also with me. Look in my pocket.
Maria began to line up 4 ceramic rabbit dolls on the register. As the owner of the shop looked at it, smiling, he sent a signal to a part-timer with his chin. Then, the sign on the other register that said closed was taken down, and a voice called out for everyone to move over there. All of the people in line behind Maria lined up behind that one.
I see. You do have a lot of friends, Maria-chan, but I hope your mama comes home soon. Mama's busy with work again, so she's spending the night at the company. Been very busy lately. She hasn't even been able to get much time to talk to me on the telephone, which is why I substitute those human interactions with the people at the store. I'm not lonely. That's Sakutaro and the rest, right?
How do I pick up anything with these sleeves?
Even got all the rabbits from the band. Look. Cute. Oh, it's cute the sound a rabbit makes. My, I've never heard that before.
After smiling at Sakutaro, who was poking his head out of her knapsack, she played around with the rabbit band on the register, making them frolic around.
Damn it, Maria.
Although the shop manager gazed at this pleasantly, he had a slightly pitying look on his face. This was apparently a single mother household, where the mother had to work hard and couldn't come home very often. On top of that, it looked like this girl didn't even have any friends. As he watched her play around happily with her dolls and claimed that she wasn't lonely despite everything, he couldn't help but feel a kind of compassion. And actually, this wasn't limited to him alone. Maria had become quite famous in this shopping district.
Oh no, had she? Maria-chan, you should eat some Odin every once in a while. If you don't eat your eggs and fish paste, you won't get big. Ew, can't get a cream roll.
If you don't eat certain things, you won't get nice and big. How about Odin for today?
Ew, then I'll have some Odin. Oh, yep, that's the ticket. Why don't I stick a whole bunch in there? Want mustard?
I can't handle splicing things.
I see. You make sure you don't let it spill on the way home. It'll sure be delicious while it's hot. Ew, thank you.
She had planned on getting some sweet pastries for dinner, but since Odin had been recommended to her, she would be having that tonight instead. Letting someone else determine the menu makes for an unexpected and interesting meal. Very often, Maria had to decide what her dinner would be on her own, so it was easy for the menus to get a little one-sided.
I keep telling her she needs more savory.
The two food groups, sweet and savory. So it felt fun to have a meal she hadn't anticipated.
Thanks for giving us extra, mister.
Oh, send my regards to your friends at home. No stuffing yourself on the way back. Go straight home and eat it there. Thanks, mister.
Maria raised the bag with the Odin container high.
Yeah, you know what? Some of our commenters were talking about how hard this episode is to get through.
Yeah.
And you know what? From the beginning, I'm like, okay, I can handle it. It's getting hard. Huh?
What is it, Maria?
The key is in my pocket.
Standing in front of the door to her house, Maria searched all over her body. The key to the house wasn't there. She always methodically put it in the same pocket, so there was no way she had put it in another pocket. But she searched her whole body just in case. Unsurprisingly, it wasn't there.
Did you drop it when you took your wallet out?
No, when I took my wallet out, I definitely felt it. I also felt it when I searched my pocket partway here. It was there until partway. I didn't drop it.
Even though the late autumn wind had been bearable when Maria was thinking of returning home where the heater was, now that she was confused and had lost her key, that wind tormented her. But no matter how hard she searched, she couldn't find her key. She turned out all her pockets and even tried taking off her jacket and hitting it, but to no avail. Of course, she also turned the knapsack Sakutaro was in upside down, but the key didn't come out.
Hey, be careful with the merchandise.
Something that should have been there wasn't where it was supposed to be. Why isn't the key there when I didn't do anything wrong? Why isn't it? Why? Why? Maria was cold and frustrated and angry, and she stamped on the ground. The bottom of her foot throbbed, but that didn't lessen her frustration. At the same time, her tears poured out. It wasn't her fault, so it was someone else's fault. But Maria didn't know who that someone was, and could do nothing but continue to let out a moan of anger.
I'm sure you dropped it part way. Let's go look for it, okay? Let's return on the road we came by and search, okay?
Even though I went through all the trouble of buying out and got eggs and stuff for free, I won't be able to eat it while it's hot.
Maria, I know it's frustrating, but let's search, okay? It's no one's fault, so let's search.
Maria finally lent an ear to Sakutaro's words and began to trod back down the road she had come on. The wind was colder than before, and it felt like it was blowing in through the corners of her jacket in a mean way.
Let's wash our feet closely and search, okay? Then let's get home quickly. Let the heater warm us up and eat Odin, alright? I'm sure it'll be delicious.
It's gone.
As Sakutaro encouraged her, Maria searched for the key. But she made it all the way back to the convenience store where she'd bought the Odin. She hadn't found it. Just in case, she asked the man at the convenience store whether they had found a dropped key. But they hadn't found anything. One more time, she returned home, paying close attention to the area around her feet. But, unsurprisingly, she didn't find it. She was no longer frustrated enough to stomp her feet, but hot tears dripped down her face. The Odin had cooled down completely. Even though she had been told it would be delicious when warm, she hadn't been able to eat it. Even though that man had given her so much free stuff.
Don't cry. Mama isn't coming back tonight. Let's do our best and search.
Why can't I find it?
Maria, don't cry. Let's do our best and search. Maria.
Maria was no longer able to hold back her tears. Sobbing, she clutched Sakutaro and held the bag of Odin, returning once more down the road she had come by. Perhaps because more and more houses and stores had turned their lights off by now, it was even darker and harder to search than before. And once again, without finding the key, she returned to the convenience store.
Maria-chan, still can't find your key. My key is gone. Wasn't your mother away for the night, so you can't get into your house without a key? You can't get in. Well, that's not good. Did you try going to the police? They might be able to help you. Mama said not to talk to policemen, even if they start talking to me. See how I forget what the number was, but or why is that? Yeah, Maria. Why is that you were told not to talk to the police?
It was probably because Rosa would be liable for making such a young girl like Maria watch over the house by herself. And because she knew that this wasn't something that would be permitted by society.
Yeah, no shit.
So Maria was indoctrinated into changing the stores she bought things at so that she didn't catch the eyes of adults, and into saying no more than a greeting to policemen, even if they talked to her. Maria had obediently done as she was told. Instead of considering why she must do that, she was much more concerned with meekly obeying because her mother had told her so. But the manager of the convenience store probably didn't think of it that way. In the first place, seeing such a young girl being forced to watch over the house alone and so frequently would make anyone worry. And then, after making the round trip between her home and the store once more, and arriving at the convenience store for a third time, a policeman was there.
It's that child. Maria-chan, did you find your key? Didn't find it.
What's your name, miss?
Instantly angrier Maria face.
The policeman asked her name, but Maria didn't answer. Did your mother tell you not to talk to policemen? Don't worry, no need to be scared of me. Have you eaten dinner yet, miss?
I bought some, but I couldn't get into my house, so I couldn't eat it.
What's your mother doing? Is she not coming home tonight? Is it her work? Do you know how we can contact your mother at work? Maria hung her head limply. She didn't understand why the policeman was getting mad at her. No, he probably wasn't getting mad at her, but if this reached her mother's ears, then she would definitely be in trouble. Even if she didn't understand the reason why she would be in trouble, she at least understood that much. But the policeman wouldn't let Maria go. And her head was swimming from hunger. The policeman noticed that, and it was decided that he'd listen to her story as they ate in the police box. Maria was taken to the police box. She had her oden heated in a microwave oven, and even salty rice cakes and hot tea were brought out for her. She had been told not to talk to policemen, but after being asked about Sakutaro, she responded, starting to feel that this wasn't a bad person. And anyway, she wouldn't be able to return home now, so she didn't know what to do. She told him Mama's work phone number, which she had been told to tell no one of, and to use only in a very, very serious situation. In the tatami room inside the police box, as she ate the oden that was so hot it felt like it would burn her, she watched the policeman making the phone call, lazily thinking, I'm
probably gonna get in trouble. Will Mama get mad at me?
He must have been listening to the phone ringing for a very long time. With the receiver up to his ear, the policeman looked up at the clock, grumbling. Maybe they aren't picking up because their business hours are over. Huh? Hello? Hello? Is this Auntie Rosa Limited? This is the Komatsugawa Police Department police box in front of Senbon Zakura Station. Is President Udaika... No. President Ushiromiya available? Yes. What? She's on vacation?
Yeah, starting yesterday, the president has been on a 3-day vacation. Is there some business you have with her?
Oh, no, never mind. So, do you know where she might be? You haven't heard where to contact her, have you?
Sure. Could you hold on for a second? Hey, anyone heard when the president went for her vacation? Or how to contact her? I heard she was going for all-you-can-eat crabs in Sapporo with her boyfriend.
I'm certain such a cold place will do wonders for shrinking the distance between them, don't you? I haven't heard of how to contact them.
Wow.
Yep, understood. Hello. I hear she went to Sapporo, but I'm not sure how to reach her. Should I take a message?
I see. What a shame. Well then, if you manage to get in touch with her again, could you tell her that we called? Sure, yes.
Wow. Rosa, what the actual fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah?
What on earth?
After that, I was taken to the police department, which was even bigger, and ended up spending the night there. Then they asked me various things about myself. A lady who called herself the district welfare officer came by and asked about a lot of things. And I was told, "You poor thing." When I heard that, I learned for the first time.
Am I a poor thing?
That's not true. You're happy, Maria.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh God, okay.
Then, Rosa came back.
You have the gall to have an angry expression on your face?
Maria was told to go to her room, but on her way back from the bathroom, she hid by the entrance to the living room and listened in on the exchange. The person who had come to visit was the female district welfare officer who had asked Maria various questions on that other day. You can't be so pushy. Maria's heart is too innocent and delicate, so if there was an insensitive kid there, she could be hurt. Please stop your pointless meddling.
But in that case, miss, if the child is so delicate, why leave her at home all alone? Shouldn't a mother be together with her child?
I am together with her as much as I should be. I don't need to take instructions from you for something like that.
Oh, really? She's very well known in this area. I see her daughter frequently goes out at night to buy things and eat. Everyone was worried and looking out for her.
How do you know that was my child? There's got to be plenty of children around this town, right? Don't just suddenly decide that it's my Maria. Kids sometimes walk around outside at night, right? How can you prove that they were all my child?
It's well known around the shopping center that a girl holding a lion stuffed animal often stops by to eat dinner and buy things. Everyone treated Maria-chan with care out of concern for her. Sometimes people even escorted her home, thinking the night roads might be dangerous, you see.
You can find lion stuffed animals anywhere. It was none of their business escorting her home. Are they thinking of kidnapping Maria? Don't bother her. Maria is my child. I am raising her. I have no intention of putting her in some strange institution. Stop your needless meddling.
Okay. Alright. It's a lot to...
Does that lion stuffed animal mean me?
It's okay, I'm the one in trouble. It has nothing to do with you, Sakutaro.
Maria hugged Sakutaro, continuing to watch her mother fearfully. I also wish I could be with Maria every day. But I'm a single mother, so I have to work. I may not look it, but I'm a president of a company, and I bear responsibility for my employees' well-being. I'm busy with my work all year round, so there's no time for me to rest.
Really? But you've been on vacation these last 3 days, haven't you?
I have not been on vacation. I've stayed at my company all night, working. There's a mountain of matters to be taken care of that the other unreliable employees can't handle.
Why are you lying like that? Someone from your company said that you were taking a 3-day vacation, you say? You went to Hokkaido with your boyfriend, right? Leaving your daughter by herself for 3 whole days.
I don't know anything about this boyfriend. I don't know anything about Hokkaido. Where are you getting this nonsense? Why? Do you have any proof? What the hell? Don't just start butting in on someone else's family matters. I love Maria, I have my own way of loving her, so just keep your mouth shut. I didn't go on a vacation, I was just working the whole time.
I was trying to...
I was trying to finish things up at work with all my strength, because I wanted to see Maria as soon as I could. I stayed at the company the whole time. I don't know anything about Hokkaido. Just go ahead and say something like that. Just get out. Get out. What's wrong with you? Get out. Get out. Rosa raged, her hair flying wildly. A teacup was knocked over from the force of her standing up, but far louder than that was the sound of her beating the table with both hands. When faced with this rage that could accurately be described as wide-eyed derangement, the district welfare officer couldn't help but be taken aback. And the same went for Maria, who was secretly watching this from the hallway. She had already seen her mother in a rage several times before this, but she had never seen her this crazed with anger. When she saw this, Maria was sure this was no longer her mother. It was some other evil being that was possessing her mother's body.
That's where that comes from.
And then she herself was discovered by the evil being. Maria knew that she was being reflected in the evil being's eyes. Her mind went blank, and she felt as though her field of vision was racing off into the distance. After fiercely closing in on Maria, Rosa mercilessly slapped her on her small shoulders and dropped her gaze toward the stuffed animal Maria was holding, Sakutaro. Maria, even though I told you so many times not to take that outside, you brought it with you, didn't you?
It isn't Maria's fault. I told her to take me.
That's not true. I brought Sakutaro on my own because I was lonely. So, Mama, it isn't Sakutaro's fault.
Maria.
It's not Sakutaro's fault. It's not Sakutaro's fault.
Instead of Maria, the brunt of Rosa's anger was aimed at the lion stuffed animal Maria was holding. A girl went shopping in the middle of the night, always clutching a lion stuffed animal. Because of that, she had become well known in the shopping center. Didn't I tell you not to take stuffed animals with you? Why can't you listen to what Mama says? Why? Why can't you follow Mama's rules? With every single word, she stamped her heel and banged furiously on the wall. Of course, she didn't make direct contact with Maria. However, the violence of the harsh sound certainly beat against her.
Miss, stop that!
Let go. I said let go, damn it! The district welfare officer had come back to her senses and was pinning Rosa's arms behind her back. But the instant Rosa was touched, she went wild, furiously throwing the welfare officer off.
Shit.
She hit the table and fell to the ground. A teacup on the table smashed on the floor, making a violent sound.
Maria didn't do anything wrong. It's my fault, so I don't scold Maria.
I'm the one who brought Sakutaro. It's not Sakutaro's fault. It's not Sakutaro's fault. So don't look at Sakutaro with those scary eyes. Don't look at him.
Don't scold Maria. Don't scold Maria.
You. What were you doing just now and a minute ago too? Do you also play with dolls like that outside? Do you do it in front of the people in the store? So that's why they remembered you. Die, you brainless moron. Why are you such a dumbass? Answer me honestly. When you went out, you always walked around with that stuffed animal without telling Mama, right? Stop using that weird stuffed animal talk. Speak with your own words, not a stuffed animal's.
Sakutaro isn't a stuffed animal. He's my friend. Don't call him a stuffed animal. Don't!
Yeah, I get it. It was called Sakutaro, was it? You took him with you all the time when you went shopping, without telling Mama, right?
Yeah.
Maria admitted it honestly. If she hadn't admitted it, then Sakutaro would have said something to take the blame. So by admitting it right away, she was protecting her small friend. Only Sakutaro? Any others? You haven't been bringing weird things to school too, have you?
Miss, surely your daughter has done nothing wrong. Stop this interrogation at once!
You stay quiet. I'm talking with my daughter, aren't I? Come on, Maria, look at Mama when you talk. What's the answer to Mama's question?
It wasn't just Sakutaro. All the rabbits were with me, too.
Do you have them with you now?
Ew.
Maria fished around in her pockets, pulling out 4 ceramic rabbits with her tiny hand. The rabbits were her close friends who could be together with her at school in Sakutaro's place. But when Rosa saw that, she shook her head slightly as though dizzy. On a school notice, it had been written that Maria was apparently bringing toys to school and playing with them, and her family was instructed to try and prevent this. But Rosa had rejected that, blaming the teacher and phoning in a protest of her own to the school, saying that there was no way her child would bring toys to school. For nearly an hour, she had shouted at the vice principal to stop making false accusations about her daughter. To a certain degree, those at the school had grasped that Maria was a pitiful girl. They knew that the small toys she brought in were her only friends. So they had done their best to overlook it. But when the other students caught sight of them, some of the boys had started complaining that only she could bring toys, and the school had racked their brains on how to cope with this. They had tried to gently send a warning by way of the mother, but after Rosa's overreaction, even Maria's teacher decided to overlook it. But now Rosa knew. She had been the one who was wrong, and her daughter really had been bringing toys to school. And those at the school had known that she was a disgrace who brought toys to school and played with them as though they were her only friends. To Rosa, who thought her daughter was just a little different from normal children, having this peculiar side of her daughter exposed and found fault with was, more than anything else, something she couldn't bear. So she howled, she raged. The district welfare officer tried to cut between Rosa and Maria again, but she only met with Rosa's wrath once more. Rosa once again threw the woman off with a face like a demon, and when even that failed to curb her anger, she stomped on the ground over and over again so forcefully that it seemed she might break through the floor. Then, after seeming to come back to her senses for a second, she immediately froze her harsh breathing and asked Maria, "Maria, those rabbits in the band, are they your close friends?"
Ew.
I see. Isn't it great that you have a full 4 friends? As she said that, Rosa grabbed one of the rabbits from Maria's hand. Then she shoved it in front of Maria's eyes so she could see it very well. The cute rabbit holding a trumpet was a small doll like a chess piece. She slowly lifted it into the air. Of course, Maria's and Sakutaro's eyes also followed it. And then, with a speed that the eye couldn't follow, she smashed it against the wall. Whoa. She had half imagined that this worst possible thing might happen, so she instantly realized what had been done. So Maria let out a short, despairing scream. It was in pieces. It had been small and sturdy, but that hadn't been enough to withstand her mother's fierce rage. Because you didn't listen to what Mama told you, I broke one of them. From now on, every time you disobey something Mama says, I'll break another one. Remember that.
Miss, you think you call yourself your mother after doing something like that? You think you can only do something like... You can do something like that and not hurt your daughter?
Hurt Maria? I'm also hurting, right? Who's gonna take responsibility for my wounds? Well, who is? Didn't I tell you to shut up?
Stop it, Mama. It's my fault. Don't get mad at this lady.
This is Maria's fault, it's mine. Don't get mad at Maria.
Didn't I tell you to stop playing with stuffed animals like that? In the first place, it's disgusting. You say a stuffed animal is your friend. Just how old are you? How old? Well, this is just a gross, crappy stuffed animal made of cloth and cotton, right? Is this the only kind of friend you have? If you have enough spare time to pretend this monstrous stuffed animal is your friend, go out and make some real human friends. Why can you never make any friends? That's why your class always treats you like a weirdo and makes fun of you. Give it a rest and get a hold of yourself already. Grow up from this stuffed animal play. Like I said, stop playing with that stuffed animal.
Mama, give him back! Give Sakutaro back!
Mama grabbed hold of Sakutaro's head and took him from me. Then she smashed him against the wall over and over.
It hurts, it hurts, it hurts.
I said stop. Damn it. I told you to stop that stuffed animal act. It's because of this stuffed animal. That's why you can never make any friends. That's why you alone are pushed off to the side in your class and treated like a freak. I should never have given you a stuffed animal like this. I should never have given you such a disgusting stuffed animal.
Stop it! Give Sakutaro back! Give Sakutaro back! Sakutaro is my friend, my best friend. As long as Sakutaro's there, I don't need anything else. So give him back. Give him back.
For some reason, my frantic request just added oil to the fire of Mama's anger. Mama pushed my arm aside as I tried to grab Sakutaro and snatch him back. And in a bizarre way, she stuck her fingers on both hands deep into Sakutaro, twisting him. The red muffler, which I had carefully wrapped for him every day, came off and fell to the floor. Sakutaro, who had been so precious to me, was twisted, smashed, torn out with fingernails so much. He was twisted painfully, his face curving in sadness. Then Mama's fingernails found a stitch on the neck and tore it. With the fingernails of both hands, she tore it apart. In that instant, Sakutaro's yellow cloth and the cotton inside burst apart. It looked almost like moist cotton candy.
Oh,
Sakutaro.
Maria.
Sakutaro.
Oh.
Aro.
This is interesting in the context of later the family dying and being filled with candy.
I didn't want to bring it up just yet in the middle of the scene, but yeah, that had certainly been on my mind the way it had been described.
The crumpled
because whose eyes were we seeing that scene from?
Maria's. Happy Halloween, Maria.
Oh god, fucking damn it!
The crumpled yellow cloth and the cotton candy flowing out were thrust right in front of my eyes.
It wasn't actually candy. Or anything like that.
Oh god, maybe.
It wasn't actually candy, it was just them disemboweled. Jesus fucking Christ! Okay. Okay, you can... Someone mentioned the fact that Ryukishio 7 used to be a social worker, and you can really see it in the way that he's able to write scenes like this with almost disturbing effectiveness.
The most horrifying stuff is not the supernatural occurrences and murder mystery.
No.
It's this.
It's the part where it's just... To write so believably brutal and abusive of a character, it's... Anyway.
Then, through Mama's face, the evil being stated it clearly. Sakutaro is dead. What?
We've seen these words before.
Mabagyurui gyugo. Gikuguki kutaro sakuta o gubijita.
One of those words is Sakutaro.
Ooh. Wow. Wow. Sakutaro. Sakutaro. Wow. Maria. Maria. Do not cry.
Beatrice.
Sakutaro was a good friend. As long as you do not forget that, he will always be with you. So do not cry.
Bring him back to life. You can use a lot of magic, Beato. You can bring Sakutaro back to life, right?
About that. Of course, if Sakutaro had been my furniture, it would be easy. However, Sakutaro is your furniture. That makes it difficult for me.
If you say it is difficult, that means it isn't impossible, right? Bring him back to life. Bring him back to life with the endless magic.
To tell the truth, Sakutaro's vessel was a stuffed animal Rosa made herself, correct? That Rosa has denied Sakutaro. A life that is not permitted by its own mother cannot exist. Beatrice's words were feeble, because she knew that no matter what the excuse, it wouldn't be enough to calm Maria and make her accept it. But she had to communicate the painful truth to her disciple and close friend. She had to tell her the fact that even with all of her own power, even she could not revive Sakutaro. As long as you continue to strongly believe in Sakutaro's existence, that soul will not disappear. So, Maria, please do not be sad. Even now, look, believe that Sakutaro is smiling right over there.
No! No, no, no! You have to bring Sakutaro back to life! No, no, no!
Give it up. There is no magic to revive Sakutaro. Despite that, you must strongly believe that Sakutaro will continue to exist as your close friend. That power will become magic.
It's not magic. It's not magic. You have to bring Sakutaro back to life. You can't do it because Mama made him herself. Why did Mama make Sakutaro? You have to give him to me as a present, right? To make it my friend, right? Why did Mama make it herself and break it herself? Why did Mama give birth to it by herself to break it herself? I don't understand. I don't understand. I hate Mama. I hate Mama. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. Too sad. Too sad. I want to smash Mama like she did to Sakutaro. I want to stick my fingernails in a terror and turn her to cloth and cotton. I can't stand it. Can't stand it, Beatrice. Sakutaro.
From the darkness behind Maria's back, two massive jet-black arms crept out, twisting around Maria as she sobbed in anger. Then, massive fingernails stuck into Maria's chest and stomach. Maria could not see that, but Beato could. Anger and sadness without any place to go will tear you apart. Beato knew that. She could see that. Yes. In the end, those massive arms were Maria's own. Those fingernails slowly started to eat into her chest and stomach. With their immense size and strength, those arms could probably tear Maria into bits easily. But Maria herself couldn't notice. Drowning in a sea of her own tears, she couldn't notice that her own arms were trying to tear apart her own chest.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. If Sakutaro can't be brought back to life no matter what, I want revenge. I want to make Mama meet the same end. I want her to meet the same end as Sakutaro. Beatrice, teach me magic for that. Teach me magic to beat Mama.
Is that truly how you feel?
Kill Mama. I'll kill her. No, that isn't Mama. It's the bad witch possessing Mama. I'll kill the witch Mama.
Very well. I shall give you that power. For tearing you and your beautiful heart apart. For giving you that pain. It is fitting that your heartless mother be torn apart considerably. I shall teach it to you. I shall teach you of the abyss in the world of witches, of the depths where no light reaches.
Sakutaro. I hate everyone. I hate Mama too. I hate Angie too. I hate everyone. I hate everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Indeed.
That is certainly... I gotta say, that's gotta be one of the heaviest chapters we've read.
Yeah?
Out of everything. It's just so... More than anything else, it's just...
Because it doesn't have any supernatural murder shenanigans to...
There's nothing to kind of put on top of it.
Yep.
It's just there.
Just Rosa being a garbage mom.
Yeah. Makes me wonder. I wonder if the accounts in the bottles that were found were written in similar handwriting to what was found in Maria's book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if that was just her fantasizing. About something that would help get even on her mother. We've seen in later flashbacks that they at least seem to be at least achieve some kind of homeostasis of anger.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but... Want to go for another one?
Yeah.
Alright. I think that, it said this is 98, so this is going to be Angie here.
I had planned on taking a nap, but the boat really was shaking bad. I gave up on sleeping and went up onto the deck. There, I was welcomed by the shining sun and a strong sea breeze. Amakusa had been doing some stretches on the deck.
Yeah, that's me.
He must have a lot of time on his hands, too.
I've got too much time on my hands.
After all, it'll be several more hours before we reach Nijima.
What? I've been getting into my classic rock kick recently. Well, listen to some Styx.
It would only have taken a couple dozen minutes by airplane, but there was the chance that the Nijima airport was under the Sumidera family's web. The harbor would probably be the same. For that reason, I had obtained a boat that would let me land while avoiding the harbor, no questions asked.
Really?
I had bumped into a cheery boat captain, plied him generously, and he had decided to help me out, amused. Still gonna be a while?
I just asked the captain. Sounds like it'll take a full 2 hours more. Well, beggars can't be choosers.
The weather sure is nice. Feels like I'll burn.
Going to read on the deck? You'll damage your book.
Amakusa apparently thought this because I was clutching Maria One-chan's diary under my arm. I'd been reading it half asleep, which was why I'd come back up still clutching it.
How's it going? Think you'll be able to find the truth of Rokkenjima from Maria-san's diary?
Who knows? No matter how much I investigate what happened on that island, it won't make for anything more than a theory. There's no truth written in the message bottle or One-chan's diary, just a fairy tale with a witch walking around. I'm stuck.
Looks like you got nothing to look forward to except questioning those involved in Jima.
I imagine the witch hunters have showered them with questions over and over, so I'm pretty sure I won't find any new facts.
So even though your hopes are that low, you're willing to spend half a day trip on a boat to go to Najima anyway. Talk about fickle.
It's like a journey of self-satisfaction, so that I can say I investigated. I'm not so naive as to seriously think that the truth of 12 years ago will be revealed.
And when you're done with your self-satisfaction trip, what do you do next?
Who knows? I haven't thought about it. I'll go to Nijima, ask some people who were involved. Then, after going to Rokkenjima in the end and leaving some flowers, my journey will be over. Several days have already passed since this journey began. After being told by Berncastle on the roof of that building to search for the truth of 12 years ago, I'd left on a journey like trying to grasp a cloud. At the time, I felt as though I'd experienced something mystical, and had the feeling that I might be able to grasp some kind of miracle at the end of this journey. But after several days passed, my excitement died down. On that day, when I stood on the roof of that skyscraper, my heart was completely cornered and dead. So I'd wanted from the bottom of my heart to be released from the cage of my body and rise into the sky, and had crossed the fence in order to die.
Called it.
Maybe experiencing the desire to die and actually stepping forwards, throwing my body down, caused some kind of mystical experience inside my head, making me think I had received a message from a witch. The excitement from my jump lessened over time, and the more I came back to my senses, the more this journey lost its meaning. But I didn't even consider suspending this journey just because of that. If I stop this journey, it'll mean acknowledging that the message from that witch was an illusion, and I felt as though that meant throwing away the promise the witch made, and any chance that someone from my family might come back. So, because it was hard to believe that those events were an illusion, I've continued on my journey. I don't seriously believe that this journey will change anything. It's even up to me when to end this journey. It's up to me to choose where the final destination is. In the end, this journey is only for my self-satisfaction.
Huh, self-satisfaction, huh? Sounds bad when you say it, but I think that's actually what life is all about.
Oh? If that's the answer you've reached after hovering over the line between life and death in the mercenary business, that's probably pretty deep.
Don't take it so lightly. What I'm trying to say is that the only one who could acknowledge you in this world is you yourself.
Amakusa continued stretching as he spoke.
You know, the world ends with you and all that.
In an irritatingly fresh way. Hearing it told to me as though from a teacher made me instinctively want to resist, but what he was saying was extremely sensible. That may be true. People work hard when they want to be acknowledged by someone. In most cases, that someone is their parents. Children learn how to work hard because they want to be praised by their parents. Although that's why I never learned.
Sorry, that's not how I meant it. What I'm trying to say is that there's nothing wrong with self-satisfaction. No matter who praises you, it's meaningless unless you can accept it. Turning it around, even if no one praises you, that doesn't matter as long as you can accept it. Self-satisfaction tends to contradict a desire to improve oneself, so we're usually taught that it's bad. Somehow your arguments seem like a... Oh.
Somehow your argument seems like a pretty fresh take on it, Amakusa.
Wow, was that the curse?
Yeah.
How come we're not investigating that curse? I wish we knew who was talking here.
I think this is Amakusa now?
I think this is... I thought this was Angie.
Really?
Maybe. Ah, no, it looks like... Oh, the anguish of the human world comes when you don't want someone to acknowledge you, but you don't know what it is you should be striving for. I had a time like that, too. I wanted to be acknowledged by someone, but I didn't know what I wanted them to acknowledge about me. And since I didn't know what to strive for, how far I should go to be acknowledged, I did a lot of crazy things.
And the answer you reached was self-satisfaction?
Sounds bad, but that's how it is. Rich is the one who is content with what they are, as they say. If I'm satisfied with my life, it doesn't matter what other people say. Same for your life and for this journey. No one has any right to criticize you other than yourself, Angie-san. You're the only one who determines the meaning and results of your journey. If it's been a meaningful journey for you, then that's more than enough.
I always did take you for a flippant ladies' man, but you really do say weird things every once in a while. I'll bet you think saying stuff like that will make you popular.
Of course not, of course not. That's not how I meant it at all. That's not what I meant it at all. Looks like you want to be alone. I'll head over to see the boat captain. Please, take it easy.
Amakusa apparently decided I was in a bad mood, although I didn't feel that way myself. Or he might have finished his set of stretches and wanted to cool off in the shade. The sea winds were strong, but not enough to cool the rays of the sun. Amakusa disappeared. Only I remained. Self-satisfaction is life itself, huh?
That's just boring. Life is nothing without greed.
I noticed that Mammon had suddenly appeared, her abundant hair fluttering over by the prow of the ship. It's true that a life of greed would be fun, but unlike you, humans have a limited lifespan. If greed is eternal, that means a person will have desires even in the last moment before they die. Having desires means there's something that you want, something you don't have, some way you aren't complete. I'm sure it's tough to die when you can't think of your life as being a full one. So I'm sure self-satisfaction is necessary.
I see. Because of the existence of a lifespan, you have to compromise like that? All of my masters had very long lifespans, so I've never thought of it.
I wonder if humans live for the purpose of becoming satisfied. If so, it's probably easiest to live without desires. I see. So that's why greed is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Your praise honors me.
Apparently that counted as a compliment in Mammon's eyes. She turned and gave a graceful bow.
Angie-sama, do humans live so that they can find satisfaction at the moment of their deaths?
Wouldn't it be pretty tough if you felt you were lacking something when you died?
If so, then humans live only so they can meet a satisfying death. They live so they can have a better death. They live so they can die.
This kid's saying something pretty incredible. I see, as I'd expect from a demon steak.
Pretty rare, huh? For a demon steak. Get it?
Yes.
Angie-sama, I've been working on my puns, Angie-sama.
However, it might be the truth. Humans suffer because they aren't satisfied, and live only to find satisfaction. In other words, that might be the same as a desire to die satisfied. I can't counter that. People live in order to be satisfied, and they hope to die that way. So it's really painful when you don't know how to find that satisfaction.
Just how can you find something like that in a human's life?
By being acknowledged. By hearing someone say, "You are happy."
If it doesn't matter who acknowledges them, then I'll do it.
Yeah, that's the problem. People don't know who needs to acknowledge them.
So searching for this person who can acknowledge them is the journey of their life? Huh.
It sounds strange. Whether you're acknowledged or not, it supposedly doesn't change your circumstances. And yet, if you are acknowledged, you'll be satisfied, while if you aren't, then you won't. It's almost like the blue bird. Because you can't notice the blue bird even though it's already in the cage. You have to go out on a journey searching everywhere.
What the heck? Human lives sure are stupid.
That's right. Amakusa said something really good. Rich is the one who is content with what they are, was it? I don't know where that proverb came from, but it's deep. Basically, if you can't find enough satisfaction unless somebody else acknowledges you, that's the same as not acknowledging yourself. The ultimate in self-fulfillment is acknowledging yourself.
That's right, because if you can know that you're fully satisfied, then there's no need to be acknowledged by anyone. Just by taking notice of the small things, the human's foolish journey of life can be ended easily. You spend the rest of your life playing and having a good time. A human's life is so ridiculous.
Mammon's choice of words was bad, but it was surely the truth. If most of a human's life is a journey with the hopes that someone will acknowledge them, so that they can achieve a satisfied death, then when they realize that the person doing the acknowledging isn't someone else, but they themselves, that pointless journey can end.
Anyway, YouTube channel over.
Humans who have ended that journey can probably spend the rest of their lives as they wish, with their heads held high, on youtube.com. YouTube channel continuing.
Okay.
How noble, how praiseworthy would that be? How like-worthy, how subscribe-worthy would that be?
I mean... it just... it's funny, because there naturally is that kind of angle of wanting acknowledgement from the stuff that... from putting stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like... even though we fundamentally still do this for ourselves and play games we want to and as we want to do it, like, there's still obviously going to be that feeling of wanting to be acknowledged from other people when you do put stuff out on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But
you know.
anyway, that's a conversation for my therapist and not for this microphone.
It seems Amakusa's on pretty bad terms with his parents. That makes sense. Any decent parents would want him to get the hell out of the trade he's in.
Does that really matter, though? As long as it's fun for the person in question.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to in the end. Criticism formed by the observations of other people doesn't matter. If your existence is firmly acknowledged by you yourself, that's enough. If you can live with confidence in yourself, you'll surely be able to accept and be satisfied with any kind of lifestyle. I'm sure Amakusa will eventually eat a stray bullet on the battlefield and get seriously injured. He might even die. But I don't think he'd view that as something unfair. I'm sure he'd cackle about how that's also part of life.
What a great way to live. I could fall for the guy.
Pitiful humans who can't acknowledge themselves wander about searching for that their whole lives. And without anything being accepted, they do nothing but grumble and die while still unsatisfied. How pitiful. Compared to people whose lives drag on without any purpose, Amakusa is more likely to eventually die by the roadside, but I think he's much more noble for living his life with his head held high.
Aren't the winners in life those who can achieve enlightenment? If they can do that even a little sooner, they'll be able to live that much more of their life effectively.
With Mammon's words, I finally accepted a certain fact. In the past, I've called that girl unusual, a little strange. However, that wasn't true. All she did was keep her head held high, and finish that journey faster than anyone else. Maybe that's what made Maria One-chan so amazing. When she was at the age where she might or might not enter the first year of elementary school, she had already reached that point. For people like us looking at her life from the outside, it wasn't something we'd call blessed. But even though days like that were engraved in her diary, they always finished up by saying that it was a happy day. Even though the part of her mother that didn't love her daughter came and went, she believed that her mother loved her. The mother's love that didn't exist, she created herself, filling her world with love. Others might observe her as an unsatisfied, pitiful girl, but she herself acknowledged that she was satisfied. And so, she was happy that way. It's easy to observe that as something pitiable and sad, but to her, that was an outsider's opinion, so it didn't matter. Whether or not it was happy for her was the only important thing. It's just like how when people who live in the city point to the lifestyles of those in rural areas, and mourn their inconvenience and feel sympathy for them, it's really none of their business. If those who live there are satisfied with what they have, that's more than enough. I've finally noticed something. I noticed it just now. I did something horrible to Maria One-chan. And to you all, and to Sakutaro as well on that day. Whether magic exists or not, that's not up to other people to decide. It's up to you yourself. Whether magic exists to Maria One-chan is a problem for Maria One-chan to decide, not me. And yet when I was young on that day, I said it. By saying there was no way magic exists, I hurt her. The fact that magic doesn't exist in my eyes matters in my world. But denying it even in One-chan's world for that reason was totally misguided. Mariage Sorcière is the Witches' Alliance Maria One-chan created. I was invited into it and told to become a witch with them. Thinking it a new interesting game, I went along with that for a while. But because of the cruelty of youth, I got tired of it halfway through. And I tore her pure heart apart with sharp words. At that time, we must have gotten into a huge fight. I forgot about it right away, but she couldn't forget about it. After all, to her, magic was a natural power that really existed, and she believed that she'd be able to share it with me. To Maria One-chan, magic is a power that can interpret the world as blessed. No, which can truly make everything blessed. She just wanted to share that with me too. The young me tore that feeling apart. So she closed herself up in a shell, assuming that she wouldn't be able to share her magic with anyone.
If that's true, then Lady Maria's journey through her life wasn't over after all. If she'd just been able to accept herself, then there'd be no need to collapse just because you denied her, Andy-sama.
One-chan was young. She still hadn't reached a philosophical viewpoint like Amakusa. Yeah, now I understand. That's why the Witches' Alliance called Mariage Sorcière was necessary. An alliance where each acknowledges that the other is a witch. That's right. I'm pretty sure that was the first article in the agreement of Mariage Sorcière. Witches of the Alliance would acknowledge each other and respect each other. That's the deepest and only meaning of the Witches' Alliance. Maria One-chan wanted to share with me the secret laws to make the world happy, called magic. But I was young, and she was too. I hurt her with innocent cruelty. On that day, I said cruel things. To you all and Sakutaro. I said there was no way you exist.
How rude. We acknowledge that we exist ourselves. We're not like humans, but their souls have a sleep. I think, therefore I am. Whether you acknowledge or deny magic, the existence of the magic called the 7 states of purgatory is a fact. As long as we acknowledge it ourselves, to borrow your words.
It truly would be violence for another person like me to deny it. I'm sure that'd be like having your true mother yell, "I wish you had never been born." No, disappear. Even after being slammed by all those words, Maria One-chan's magic made her believe in her mother's love. Sakutaro, her magic friend, always encouraged her. He kept saying that her mother loved her, that she was coming home late because of her work, and that she would definitely bring back a present. Even after Maria learned that her mother's work wasn't really the cause, magic allowed her to continue believing. And by believing that her mother loved her, by acknowledging herself, she filled her world with love and peace and serenity, establishing it completely. What happened 12 years ago? What happened to my family? This was never a journey to search for that.
Then what kind of journey is this? I mean, we are still on a boat.
It was a journey to apologize to Maria One-chan for what happened that day. I don't know why, but that's what I think. If I hadn't hurt her, the incident 12 years ago might not have occurred. That's what I think.
Really? That's still an incredible bit of reasoning to link together, but...
But it makes so much sense, because we already know it's weird that the events of the supposed events of the murders and all of that all involve the imaginary figures of Maria's magical friends and so on.
Yes.
And indeed that the stakes are real objects too. So we know that whatever went on must have been in some way deeply connected to Maria.
Yeah, that does seem unavoidable, because it seems as if Beato was sprung from... Wait, no, because there's a fucking portrait of her.
That's interesting as well, huh? There is a portrait of her.
Did she pick up the character of Beato? Maybe, sure, well, we know, Red Truth, Beato existed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe as a young kid, Maria stumbled upon that figure venturing to the... when she was brought with her family to the mansion, learned about the legend from the servants, then kind of ran with that and created her own Beato from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of explains where that
makes sense.
Yeah, because yeah, we can't just write off Beato as only a part of Maria's imagination. Historical Beato did exist. The historical Beato. we got that in Red Truth.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, my operating theory on the Red Truth is that we can take it as truth if it's not specifically about 2-day period where truth can't be said to be known.
Okay.
That's what I'm rolling with anyway, but...
Reasonable.
Yeah, anyway.
I have no basis for it. I don't have a clue how hurting One-chan could be connected with that mysterious incident several years later. But for some reason, I can't imagine that there's no connection. A witch caused that incident, and the culprit is the Golden Witch, Beatrice. And Beatrice was part of the Mariage Sorcière Alliance of Witches. I horribly hurt the other witch of that alliance. I hurt her with the thought that magic doesn't exist. So, several years later, a crime caused by a witch occurred. And a 2-day period that couldn't be explained with anything but magic was thrust in my face, thanks to the message bottle. There's no way I wasn't involved somehow. I don't get it. It could be coincidence or it could be fate. For some reason, I've started thinking like that on this journey.
And what's your basis for it?
I have none. I just think it's true.
The Japanese sure are interesting. Even when they're the victim, they feel as though they did something wrong and apologize for no reason. I could understand if you said, I hate Beatrice for stealing my family, or something. But you really are weird, feeling guilty for no reason and apologizing.
Of course I hate Beatrice. I couldn't continue this journey without that feeling. But it's okay to choose yet another purpose for this journey. There's nothing wrong with adding on a goal of apologizing for past sins, in addition to getting revenge on a witch for what happened 12 years ago. I can at least go to Rokkenjima, apologize for my reckless remarks, and offer flowers. No, there's something better than flowers. And I think that would be more fitting for One-chan. I stood up, not minding that the sea breeze scattered my hair, and concentrated my mind. I lifted my palm up to the height of my head and imagined a vast space.
Angie-sama.
Be quiet. Come, arise. I am the witch apprentice, Angie Beatrice. I was excommunicated, but I was once a member of the same alliance, and you are the dearly missed furniture who played with me. Answer to my call. It was hard to tell in the middle of the day, but a faint blue light gathered around the palm of my hand. Then, Sakutaro's form was revived. It truly did bring back memories, that figure. His cute ears, his bright red muffler. It came off easily, so One-chan faithfully rewrapped it all the time, didn't she?
Sakutaro, do you recognize us? Do you know who we are?
Mammon? Angie?
With a sleepy face, as though waking up from a long slumber, Sakutaro looked all around him as he spoke. It's been a long time, Sakutaro. I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've summoned you with my own power. And now, I'm the only one who can summon you. Those words might have been a bit cruel. Sakutaro's face clouded over. In the past, I denied you. Now that I've summoned you, it means I've accepted your existence.
Are you sure? Is it really alright for me to be summoned into Angie's world?
His eyes were a bit frightened. It was only natural. I, who had played with him like a friend before, had suddenly denied him and tried to burn him with the magic-resisting toxin.
Can we get one more look at new image Sakutaro
Yeah.
for a moment? Oh, look at the lad. Sorry.
It was only natural that he was scared. I apologize for that day. To you too, Mammon, and to the rest of you. At some point, the rest of the Seven Sisters had gathered on the deck. No, they're always there, always by my side. As long as I acknowledge that it's okay for them to be there, they'll always appear. You certainly do exist. Lucifer and Leviathan, and Satan, and Belphegor, and Mammon, and Beelzebub, and Asmodeus, and Sakutaro too.
Are you sure? You're one challenging Beatrice-sama, Angie-sama. Is it okay for one in position of denying witches to acknowledge us?
As to whether magic exists or not in my world, sorry, but let me put that on hold. It's not like I myself acknowledge the existence of magic.
But then doesn't that contradict the fact that you're acknowledging us?
It's because magic exists for people who believe, even if I don't. If someone believes, then magic will exist in the human world. That fact won't change in the slightest, whether I believe in magic or not. No, it mustn't change. That person just had to hold their head up high and believe in their own magic. Extremely Little Witch Academia voice. Believe in yourself. That's your magic.
Aww.
So, it wouldn't be strange at all for all of you to exist.
Quite a play on words, but it's an interesting interpretation. What you're saying, Angie-sama, is probably a devil's proof.
A devil's proof.
Right? To prove the existence of demons, you just need to find one. And it's impossible to deny the existence of demons. Yeah, and we're here. That means whether Angie-sama believes in magic or not, our existence is unshakable.
Woo! The magic-resisting toxin is disappearing from Angie.
You're right. Even though you're in a position of denying magic. Why?
That's probably because I learned what it means to respect and acknowledge. Right now, I might be able to understand the depths of Maria One-chan's and Beatrice's magic. In the past, I didn't believe in things like magic. Thinking something like that couldn't exist, I acted like I was closing my eyes tightly and couldn't see anything. But now I'm different. I get the feeling I can look right at the thing called magic and close in on its true nature.
How frustrating. It's truly rare to find a human so free of the magic-resisting toxin in this day and age. And she has such an uncommon genius for being a witch. That's right, if Angie-sama tried to become a witch right now, she could grow to be a great witch, maybe even to Beatrice-sama's level. Even so, she has acknowledged our existence and is our master. Most likely, Angie-sama will be our final master. Let us think of this as our final service and apply ourselves to the fullest. Blah, but I can't stand that Angie-sama doesn't believe in magic herself. Angie-sama, please believe in magic too. It feels like a waste to finally have a master and have it not be a witch. Even though you have outstanding talent that could make you one of the greatest witches, your goal is to attack witches. It's so frustrating. Well, even so, that's your life, the way you live. And in the world where you've decided that, there's nothing we can do to complain.
Thanks for understanding me. Yeah, whether magic exists to me or not, that's up to me to decide. Regardless of whether magic actually does exist somewhere in the world or not. When I think about it, this world is so vast, and yet so small. Billions of people live on the Earth, but I probably won't meet even 1% of those people. Even so, I will speak of a world. My world, which doesn't know even 1% of the world. I'm not qualified to deny the laws of a world I don't know. So, just because magic doesn't exist in my world, I can't deny that magic exists in a world I don't know. That makes it a true devil's proof. No, maybe it's more like when in Rome, do as the Romans do. A Roman proof, if you will. I can be confident in the world I know. So even if that's denied by a complete stranger who doesn't know a thing about my world, that's nothing to worry about. And in the same way, I've got no right to deny a world I don't know, just because I don't know about it. Therefore, regardless of whether there's magic in my world or not, I can't deny the magic Maria One-chan taught me.
After all, even if you've never seen it, magic exists.
Yes. That's why, as I've already said, you Friends of the Witches Alliance, Mariage Sorcière, can't be denied by me or anyone else.
Yes.
I proclaimed that most important part again. Even though the sea breeze and the crashing of the waves were noisy, it was a time of silence. Both Sakutaro and the Seven Sisters of Purgatory reflected upon my words. And probably I did too. Does magic exist? Do witches exist? While ignoring what the answer would be for my own world, I acknowledged their existence. That contradiction was what I'd proclaimed so boldly.
Thank you, Angie.
If you'll acknowledge that much, can't you acknowledge witches too? No, that was a foolish question. You already have a clear answer to it.
Sorry. Though I do acknowledge that witches might exist somewhere in this world, but that doesn't shake my world.
You won't acknowledge witches are magic. You'll definitely expose the truth of Rokkenjima. Right?
Yes. That's my world. Even if a real witch exists, I won't acknowledge it in my world, no matter how much that witch tries to convince me.
Your position is to attack witches, Angie-sama. I understand well you haven't the slightest wavering in that feeling. We are your furniture, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory. We will always be by your side. We'll always be waiting for the day that we can be useful. Although since you don't believe in magic, we can never be anything more than people to talk to. That's enough for now. We've been left room to exist. For that alone, we should thank and acknowledge Angie-sama. In short, all of us.
We're all together again. Ah.
Sakutaro, let me squeeze you.
When Sakutaro was overcome with emotion and tears came to his eyes, the seven sisters closed in and mobbed him. They were also celebrating a long-missed reunion. If their existence is permitted, they're definitely capable of existing here. No, even if I don't permit it, they can exist. Because I acknowledged them, they showed their reunion's joy to me as well. As I watched over that scene, I reflected over what this journey of mine meant. I wonder if everyone will forgive me this way.
You've done enough. We are furniture. Just being summoned, just being allowed to be by your side makes us happy.
Angie, thank you so very much.
Come to think of it, why was I able to summon Sakutaro? No, it's the other way around. Why wasn't One-chan able to summon Sakutaro? Maria One-chan had despaired, thinking that Sakutaro had died, which meant she hadn't been able to summon him like this anymore. In the past, One-chan said it was more advantageous in a summoning to have a vessel. However, a vessel is like training wheels, and it shouldn't be absolutely necessary. In other words, even if the stuffed animal lion that was Sakutaro's vessel didn't exist, it should have been possible to summon him. No, when you put it like that, it's even a little doubtful whether summoned things can be limited by life and death. Moreover, Sakutaro should have been an especially important friend to Maria One-chan. She should have been able to strive hard to summon him one more time. It certainly was sad that the original stuffed animal vessel had been torn apart.
Yeah, it hurt like a motherfucker.
But why did he die and become impossible to summon again?
That's because, at that time, Maria saw my stuffed animal torn and decided that I died.
It's the same as the existence of magic. If Sakutaro had died in Lady Maria's world, then he can't exist in her world.
My life is one of mostly suffering.
The shock of having her beloved stuffed animal torn apart had left a wound in her heart serious enough to prevent her from summoning her irreplaceable close friend. In Maria One-chan's eyes, Sakutaro died. So even if Sakutaro can exist like this to me, he cannot exist before her.
I was always with Maria. When Maria cried, I was always right beside her, telling her not to cry. But my form, my voice, nothing in me will reach Maria now.
Sakutaro hung his head, looking sad.
This is a lot to existentially deal with. Within 5 minutes of being summoned.
After that incident, the nature of Mariage Sorcière rapidly began to change. Before then, the alliance was a peaceful thing. But after that incident, it grew full of shadier things, focusing on how to curse people you hate. One-chan's diary began to show a clear change. A diary is a mirror that reflects one's heart as it is. It probably showed the personality called Maria die, and be reborn as the evil witch personality, Maria. When she buried that diary in hatred and sadness, her heart surely wasn't satisfied. Because it wasn't satisfied, she had to bury it with hatred and sadness. And while still unsatisfied, she met with death. I wonder if her unsatisfied soul has a hole opened in its chest from sadness even now, and continually wanders, dripping tears down and calling Sakutaro's name. One-chan needs you. What can I do to revive you in Maria One-chan's world? If I can learn that method, I'll be able to save One-chan. That's the method of atonement I've been given. What can be done to revive Sakutaro?
To Maria, my vessel had a very important meaning.
The vessel. In other words, if we could revive the lion stuffed animal.
But Mama Rosa made my stuffed animal herself, so only she could make it.
Even inside the diary, Maria One-chan had asked this of Beatrice, and was refused for that reason.
Turns out Sakutaro is just a beanie baby.
The magical significance of a stuffed animal being unique and handmade is very large. Then, if we could make the same thing once more... But Aunt Rosa is already gone from this world. We can't make the same thing again. Was there ever another identical stuffed animal made or anything like that?
He's a stuffed animal made to be Lady Maria's birthday present, and is the only one of his kind in the world. A handmade and unique vessel. That is why it conceals a great magical power. And, if lost, it cannot be obtained again. It won't revive.
Because she knew that, Maria One-chan watched that stuffed animal, which was unique in that world, get torn apart, and despaired, because it was the only one of its kind in the world, and she couldn't permit a compromise such as buying another one. She had despaired from the bottom of her heart. But Sakutaro is right here.
Yeah, I don't go away.
Even without a vessel, he's here. Because I acknowledge that, he certainly exists in my world. Even if Maria One-chan doesn't acknowledge him, that cannot be denied, right?
Logically, that is true. But I think using the same logic to Lady Maria, except it could be difficult.
Maria. I once had a friend named Maria. You're not dead. I'm right here.
I'm sure that on Rokkenjima, I'll be able to be reunited with Maria One-chan. And no matter what, I'll revive the you that's inside One-chan and let you be reunited.
How do you do it?
It'll probably be hard. Just like how after being invited into the Witches' Alliance, I rejected it without understanding what it meant. She might also reject your existence. But I've got to do it. That's the only way I can atone for my sins.
Angie-sama.
What's waiting on Rokkenjima? And what will happen? What will be created? Or maybe nothing will happen. That island, which was the beginning of everything, is the final destination of this journey. You all are the furniture of a witch, so as your master, I have to take you home. To the Witch's Island, to Rokkenjima. Even though the rays of the sun had been so strong, at some point, clouds had started to hang down. The spray that hit my cheek might not all have come from crashing waves.
Angie-san, looks like we're gonna get a bit of shower. Wait, I don't I've been doing this. Okay, give me a moment here. This is so... Listen, if you've ever tried to develop that many distinct voices and change between them that quickly, without being a professionally trained VA, it is hard. I admire the people that do this for a living. They are like... Angie-san, looks like you got a bit of a shower. Maybe you better go below deck.
Amakusa called out to me with an expression that said, "Oh, you're still here?" When I looked up, I saw that the island's silhouette had gotten much larger. We might reach land very soon. I remembered that the weather report had mentioned scattered rains. But definitely nothing like a typhoon, though. That won't... Maybe.
No, they're not gonna... No, surely not. Surely not.
The sky wasn't dark enough for rain clouds. It'll probably be just for a short time. Even though the rain was light enough not to be a pain. Having rain start to fall as we approached the island felt like some kind of fate. It was raining on October 4th, 1986 as well.
Remember me?
I'm approaching...
This is still my game after all.
I'm approaching the Rokkenjima of that day, and not just in distance. I went back down with Amakusa. He was carrying what looked like a really large and heavy golf bag. It was something Amakusa had brought back with him on a day when we'd split up. I didn't inquire as to its contents, but it was hard to imagine that they were anything peaceful. I won't go so far as to ask what's inside,
You
but
won't
it
even go so far to do want more as...
looks more like, yeah.
Looks more like, there we go.
But it looks heavy.
Why are these things so darn heavy all the time? A French instructor taught me something interesting about that once. He said they should always be heavy. After all, human life is heavier than the world.
so these should be even heavier.
Why can't I hold all these guns?
Oops, too many guns.
It'd be nice if you didn't need to use them.
That would be nice.
Amakusa set the golf bag-like luggage down beside him. It's just full of golf clubs.
I thought I'd hit the links while we're out here.
A two-propeller aircraft touched down on the runway. Considering the weather, it couldn't have been a pleasant flight. Everything after this flight had been suspended due to weather. Cutting through the drizzle as she traversed the runway, Sumadera Kasumi entered the lobby with 2 black suits as guards. The 4 black suits who had been waiting inside the lobby stood up and respectfully lowered their heads in salute.
Kasumi-sama.
Propeller planes certainly do shake. I wouldn't want to ride one again.
Runs in the family, huh?
We have a car prepared? Please, this way.
They got into 2 luxury cars that had been rented.
Angie should be heading for Rokkenjima, a deserted island. How convenient. You've arranged for some tools, I take.
Yes, ma'am.
The black suit in the passenger's seat put a heavy bag that had been set by his feet onto his lap, opened the catch with a click, and showed Kasumi what was inside. Inside were several silver lumps of carefully wrapped aluminum foil. He peeled one open to show her. A black, blunt automatic pistol peeked its face out. Gee, I thought we were going golfing. What the fuck, bro?
I thought this would be a great time to hit the links. Oh well, I guess it's time for murder pranks instead.
When I said to destroy that Amakusa guy, I meant on the golf course, obviously.
Have you seen him play? His handicap is +4. Nothing to shake a stick at, but... I mean, I obviously play with a handicap of +3.
Anyway, come back next time for more of going back to 1986.
Yeah.
It should be a fun time.
Right, there was stuff happening on Rokkenjima with
Right?
people other than Angie.
God, this game is wild. It is a trip to try to keep everything together, but
Yeah.
I can only imagine our satisfaction at putting stuff together.
Yeah.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.